One arm push-up is a very great exercise to get you in a really great chest, but nobody probably tell you this, but the way you're doing it may be wrong. Let me show you. Alright, so this is the thing about one arm handstand. One arm push and not one arm handstand. One arm push-up is like this. You will make sure your hands, when you do like regular push-ups, the whole thing about it is you're not trying to go from here and then do a push-up like this. When you're beginning out, you probably have to shift your weight a little bit, so you want to make sure that your chest is actually stacked up with your hands. For starters, you want to make sure your feet is a little bit wide. Now, depending who you are, how your height is, this may vary. For example, if you have longer legs, you may have to spread out a little bit higher. Stand up a little bit short. Medium size, I just put right here. And this is where the issue is right here. This is okay if you're starting out for a one-arm push-up, but you're gonna see that when you shift your weight towards this, you're going in like that. That is going to be a lot harder, and even I felt that it's going to be a lot harder in the end. So that is one thing that you have to make sure that you're doing right. Make sure your hands are spread out, your chest is stacked up, and make sure it's like a little bit of a weight for a width of you to keep it for your width. It can be closer. Eventually, if you want to get a little bit harder for yourself, you can keep going a little bit closer and making it harder for yourself using a wall. And that is one progression you can do for your one arm push-up. Okay, now that you get the idea about what to do for your one arm push-up in the end, the one thing that is kind of like a cues, but I'm starting off with the level 1 first for yourself. Maybe I'll show it here, but make sure that when you're doing this, your shoulder is stacked up with your hands. So if you're going like this, you see how it's not stacked up? That's wrong. You want to come up here and then be able to come down to a straight line coming up and down like that. You don't ever want to make sure, you don't ever want to do, when you're doing one arm push-up like this, and you're going like a diagonal, or you're going like from here, you want to be able to stack it up from your shoulder and go from there. Now, for some progressions you can do, or some form you can do to actually help you out with the one-arm push-up, if you have some kind of difficulty. If you have, I'm gonna say like this is a parallel right here. So you got a parallel, and you want to make sure in the end that you can't get into it. One thing you can do is come from here, hold on to the bar like that, and just progress up for your weight. Eventually, you'll be able to do a one-arm push-up. It just takes time for the whole thing to do. Make sure that when you're doing this, that also, I'm going to say this too, your elbows don't flare when you do this. It's okay if it's like a little bit in here or in there a little bit, but that's not good. You want to make sure in the end that you keep your elbows a little bit in and go from there. Now, let me show you the next progression. Also, you can do for yourself is that when you do this type of training about 2 or 3 times a week, and just make sure you actually lower it down every time you're training. So, like for example, the show for this one, let's say you're going like that, right? And let's say this is your last rep. You just do scap push with this, and you try to hold it too. That way you're lowering it down, you're training as frequent as you can, but eventually you will get it, and you understand now about how to push it back up and get that strength to actually learn the one-arm push-up. Alright, so The next one is going to be your bread and butter. This is probably the best one you can ever do for yourself, and that is the negative rep of the one-arm push-up in the end. So coming from here, you stack yourself up, come down slowly as you can, come up, and then you do it again. All this is doing is that you're getting used to having that position and coming down from where your body is at, coming down to. So this will easily get into, well, that placement for you for the one-arm push-up. Thing about this is that there really is nothing to that in the end. After, like I said, anything negative you're going to do, you can get the positive out of it. So you just come down, try one more time. Slowly. Come back up, you do it again. So those are really the main two that I learned, the one-arm push-up in the end, and that kind of helped out a lot. But the reason I did this video is because I know a lot of people want to do one-arm push-ups. They're actually helpful, and there are other variations you can do for push-ups you can do to grow a bigger chest in the end. If you want more of these videos, then let me know down in the comment section below what you want to learn. I'll be gladly show you how to do it. I'll see y'all in the next video. Appreciate you watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.